Hi, my name is Ashley McManus, and this is my video presentation for Assessment 2 for EDU for Leadership and Management. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge the Noongar Nation and specifically the Whadjuk people as the traditional custodians of this land, and pay my respect to elders past, present, and future leaders. I also extend this acknowledgement to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples living within all of Australia. So to begin, my research question for this assessment is how can educators promote inclusive education for children with disabilities? So I'd like to begin with what does inclusive education mean? Inclusive education refers to an educational philosophy and practice that aims to ensure that all children, regardless of their backgrounds, abilities, or disabilities, have the opportunity to learn together in mainstream early childhood settings. The Early Years Learning Framework states that educators view all children as competent and capable and hold high expectations for their learning, as well as stating that educators strive to provide all children with equitable and participatory environments and experiences to promote their learning, development, and well-being. This essentially means that whilst educators are unable to utilise the exact same teaching methods for each individual child, they need to ensure that they are utilising a range of different teaching methods to ensure that they're providing equal and ample opportunities for learning to each child regardless of background, abilities, or disabilities. How can educators foster inclusive education for children with disabilities? Page 1. There are a variety of methods educators can use in order to foster inclusive education. These methods are differentiated instruction, so tailoring teaching methods and materials to accommodate diverse learning styles, collaborative planning, working with educational professionals, therapists, and families to develop individualized education plans, or IEPs. Positive behaviour support. Establishing a positive classroom that fosters positive behaviours and social skills, allowing both children with and without disabilities to feel included and engaged. Accessible learning materials, so providing materials in various formats, for example, audio, visual, tactile, etc. Page 2 for how can educators foster inclusive education for children with disabilities. Peer support programs, encouraging peer mentoring and buddy systems to support social interactions and help to build friendships amongst peers. Professional development, engaging in ongoing training on inclusive practices, disabilities, and adaptive strategies. Flexible assessment, using a variety of assessment methods that will allow children to demonstrate their skills in a way that suit and match their abilities. And family involvement, actively involving families in the educational process, seeking their input and keeping them involved about their child's progress. So why is inclusive education important? Page 1. Inclusive education has a variety of reasons highlighting why it is so important, such as equity and justice, promoting fairness amongst all children regardless of their abilities or disabilities. Social skills development, giving children with disability opportunities to develop social skills more than just conversation, but also empathy, respect, and cooperation. Preparation for life, preparing children with disabilities to enter a world where skill sets such as interactions with other people from all walks of life and collaboration skills are essential. Empowerment, empowering children with disabilities by promoting their independence and self-esteem. Page 2 for why is inclusive education important. Inclusive education is of such high importance as no child should feel excluded, especially in a world that can make you feel so alone. It is important not just for the child or children with disability, but also for all the children so that they can grow up and know themselves how to be inclusive themselves. Inclusive education highlights the individuality of each child and claims their right to receive quality education alongside their peers of the same age. Inclusive education is essential to create the building blocks for all children to grow up into a more equitable, compassionate, and cohesive world. There is also legal compliance. So in Australia, under the Disability Discrimination Act of 1992, this seeks to ensure that students with disability can access and participate in education on the same basis as students without disability. Positive outcomes of inclusive education. The outcomes of inclusive education are overall positive and give children with disabilities the best chance at reaching academic and personal goals and milestones. Studies have shown that inclusive education is beneficial because it enables learners to develop their strengths and talents while encouraging high and realistic expectations for each learner. Inclusive education is also reported to promote a culture of respect and social inclusion for all, and it provides equal learning opportunities and encourages acceptance of individual differences. In conclusion, educators play a crucial role in promoting inclusive education for children with disabilities by implementing a range of effective strategies and practices. By embracing differentiated instruction, collaborating with specialists, and fostering positive classroom environments, educators can create an atmosphere where all children feel valued and supported. Utilising frameworks like the Early Years Learning Framework and the Australian Professional Standards of Teaching, providing accessible materials and encouraging peer interactions further enhance the inclusivity of the learning experience. Ongoing professional development and active family involvement are essential components that empower educators to meet diverse needs effectively. Ultimately, by prioritising inclusive education, educators not only facilitate the academic and social growth of children with disabilities, but also enrich the educational experience for all learners, contributing to a more equitable and inclusive society. Through these efforts, educators can help cultivate an environment where every child has the opportunity to succeed and thrive. Thank you for listening and viewing my video presentation for Assessment 2. Please see below the list of references for this presentation.